Okay, so I had a student contact me about the geometry problem dealing with the cell phone towers, and she wanted to know why the length of AB couldn't turn out to be 2R. And so we're kind of going to work through the problem. If you'll notice here, you'll need to look back at problem 34 on, well, it's page 226 of the solutions manual, where you're required to draw a diagram of the honeycomb shape, and I have sort of taken out the triangle right in the center here. Okay, and if you'll notice, on the diagram, the R that they're talking about applies to these three places. Okay, this is those are the radius, the R that they talk about, okay? Now, the 30, 60, 90 triangle they're talking about is, let's put the 30, okay, here's a 30, right? And then the 60 is down here, and then the 90, obviously, is the angle right here. And they sort of use the 30, 60, 90 triangle to come up with the answer. And the way they do this is, if you look at page 740, again, this is page 740, it's in the formulary section of your textbook. They talk about the rules for 30, 60, 90 triangles. And they say, part of what they say there is, me pull this over here so I'm writing reasonably. Okay, they say that the long leg of a triangle is equal to this formula. They say, okay, it's square root of 3 times r. And then they say the short leg is equal to a, and then that the hypotenuse is equal to 2 times a. Well, in this case, our hypotenuse is r. So we know that r equals 2a. If that's true, then we can solve this for r by dividing both sides by 2 and saying, okay, well then a has to be equal to r over 2. If a is equal to r over 2, then we can take that value, and I'm so sorry, right up here, this should be A. Then the long leg of the triangle, which, let me highlight for you where that is. Okay, we're talking about this length right here. That's the long leg of the triangle. That is going to be equal to square root of 3 times r over 2, which that is where your textbook picks up. And they say, okay, that's how they get the answer for AB, because the length of AB is going to be 2 of these guys right here. See, 1 and 2, because this triangle, ooh, there's a bad circle, but anyway, and this triangle are identical triangles. So this R value and that R value, you'll work out both triangles to get the same long leg value, and then you sort of add them together. So what you end up getting is AB equals 2 long leg values, right? And your book calls that value B, but whatever. So then it's basically 2 times the square root of 3 times r over 2, which simplifies out to r square root of 3. And your book sort of does more of the details as far as figuring that out, but hopefully this explains why they got their answer or where they were getting it from. Was this video helpful? Leave us a comment or like us on Facebook.